Hi everyone. Here we are. It is Sunday evening, the 27th of October, which is a bit of an auspicious day because this is the day that my youngest, my son Ben, was born, which means tonight is his birthday and we're going out for dinner. So instead of actually going live like I normally would on a Sunday night, I've pre-recorded this video so that you've all still got a place to congregate and chat to each other. And I'm going to make something kind of fun. I'm not sure whether we'll get to 2 projects, but let's just see how we go for time. I'm keeping an eye on the time now so that I can see how long I'm chatting for. And because I can't see your comments, because I'm recording this before you're all here, you'll just have to accept a big hello to me from me to you. I can't go and see individual names, but if I get time, I'll certainly come back into the comments later. And I think I'll actually be at dinner when I'm live, so I won't be able to join you. I'm so sorry, but this is the next best thing, okay? And tonight I wanted to make a card that has lots and lots of different bits and pieces from different sets. So I've kind of borrowed ideas from everywhere for this one. I've got a bit of an idea in my head of what I want to do. So let's see how it turns out. It should be pretty cute, I think. So I'm going to switch over to the desk and we're going to go. I'm using, like I said, a combination of stamp sets. So not just one tonight, I'm going to be using several. We'll have a little bit of the Peaceful Evergreens, which is this one right here, this one with the little trees. I think I'll be using the little trees. I could use the smallest tree as well, but we're going to start with the little trees. I'm going to use the Humble Home House. And it's going to be sitting in front of some trees, so it looks like it's got trees all around it. I'm going to use the Christmas labels dies, which some of you may be familiar with. So here's Humble Home, this one. It is by the stamp set and a punch. So it's a bundle. You can get them together or you can actually buy them separately. Super, super cute. This one has been by far my most popular with my customers. And I'm so glad that we have it. It's just super, super cute. And I love a good punch bundle. And then the last thing is the Christmas labels dies. And then I'm borrowing something from the annual catalogue as well. So here they are. Here's the Christmas labels. This is the stamp set. Here's the dies that go with it. I'm going to be using this one. So let's just get started and see how it goes. All right, so I've already sort of started preparing. I'm starting tonight with a piece of basic beige because this is going to go with the DSP that I'm using. I'm popping it there to get rid of the glare on my desk. And I'm using some of the Season of Elegance paper, which has got that basic beige and some gold foil as well. This paper is really stunning. On the back, it just looks like painted texture, which is also nice, but I'm going to be using the gold side. I may need to cut this one down a little bit. And then I've decided to bring in something completely different for my main label on the front. I'm using Wildflower Designs, which is one of our annual catalogue sets. And I've cut a couple of panels with this shape here. It's got like a frill around it. And when you cut it out, it cuts it in 2 pieces. So if I was to cut it out of vanilla, for example, when I run this through my machine, it cuts out this middle piece because that's a cut line here, as well as the frill piece which goes around. So it cuts like 2 shapes with the one die there. Okay, you're kind of getting 2 for the price of 1, hey? Anyway, this is one of my favorite shapes and I've been using it a lot. And I've actually cut it a second time so that we have a glitter shape because I thought, ooh, that's nice. So let's have some glitter going on. So this is going to be a Christmas card, a little bit of a whimsical Christmas card. And I'm going to actually do I'll do the background first. No, I think I'll do my stamping first. All right, for this, I want to use the Peaceful Evergreen set. So I'm going to grab that out. Oh, wouldn't that be nice if I had that ready to go? I thought I did have it ready to go. I did have it ready to go. Goodness me, I've lost things already and we only just got here. Oh gosh. It's under my trimmer. That's where it is. All right, that's not a good start. Never mind. And I'm going to use this one here with the small trees in the background. And I may come in and use one of the other trees, but I haven't decided yet. I want to see how it looks first. All right, so I've got this like little bunch of trees here. I'm going to pop this on a block. This will go on, this is block H and it fits quite well on that. And I'm going to put some Mossy Meadow ink and I wonder how many things I can lose on my desk today. You know how it is, that's just what I do. I think my maybe need a little bit more inkiness too. I might need to re-ink this, but that's okay. It'll be all right for this. I'm putting it kind of in the top half of this, so there's nothing down the bottom here. And I'm going to have them so they continue right across, so going off the edge, so you can see it goes right across there like that. Now I could use a blending brush and come in the bottom to make the foreground, but we actually do have a couple of stamps that make a really nice foreground. However, before I do that, today we're going to be using the Humble Home bundle, and I've actually got a piece of vanilla cardstock. I got it here before. Here it is. I know it's here somewhere. Ta-da! All right, so let me just pop that there. I'm just going to wipe that with my fingers, and I'm going to stamp myself. Now, will we have the gingerbread house? No, I think I'm going to do the brick house today. I'm deciding what color I'd like to have my brick house to be. Well, do I want a red cherry cobbler brick house? Maybe. Or I could do pecan pie. Let's start with cherry cobbler and see how that looks. So I'm going to grab that color out. And I'm going to be doing it, this is on vanilla, because I think vanilla is a better match with basic beige and this cardstock than white. I think white is a little bit stark. So I'm going to need to actually pop this on this. If your stamps start to get a little bit not sticky, especially, you know, your photopolymer stamps, they really need a wash in some warm soapy water. So I need to do that because this one's starting to not stick, but that's okay. All right, so let's grab this. And I'm going to pop it down here near the bottom of my cardstock because I need to be able to reach in with the punch. So that makes sense. We've got a little brick house here. And I'm going to put on a roof of my brick house. And I'm going to pop that on a C block. Well, same problem. I need to wash all these. Goodness me, I didn't realize how bad they were. That's okay. They'll still stamp just fine. All right, I'm going to use Early Espresso for the roof because I think that'll be striking and nice. Now, I'm just going to do, actually, you know what? I'm going to punch this out. I find it's easier to punch this out before I do the roof because then I know where to put the roof. So let me close this because I won't need that again for a little bit. I'm going to use my house punch. It's got a heart, but that's not what I'm cutting. I'm cutting a house. And I'm going to pop this right here. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying just chatting amongst each other and enjoying this little community place that we have here to chat. Now, can you see how I've got this blank piece at the top? That then gives me a good indication of where to stamp. I'm going to stand up so I can line it up. So if my voice sounds different, that's why. I just go down slowly and I can position it right there on that vanilla blank bit. Okay, can you see that? Right. Close that up. Now, if you want to, this set has like a window and doors here that you can stamp on another piece, cut out and attach to the front of the house. Or I'm thinking I might just do what I've done a few other times and pop a heart on the front. Now, we do actually have a heart stamp here, and I have some leftover red glimmer paper from when I was cutting out this bit. So I've got some left. And I'm going to stamp my heart on the back of this paper. Some of you may have seen me do this before. I think it's a handy thing to remember if you want an extra heart. We've got a few hearts around at the moment with some of our stuff. And it doesn't matter what color we use. You can literally use any color because no one's going to see this. I'm going to stamp on the back of the glimmer paper. So I'm stamping right here, like so. And because the heart is symmetrical, I can just grab my paper snips. Let me close up my ink pad. I'm terrified I'm going to stick my fingers in an ink pad. You know I will, right? And I'm just going to pop this around. And I'm just going to cut on the line. No one cares what it looks like from that side because we're actually going to be looking at it from this side. So I'm just going to stick as close to that line as I possibly can. You notice I'm turning the paper rather than the scissors. It's easier to stay on the line if you do that. And then I'm going to just nicking that in the middle to make it a little bit more defined. Happy with that. Now I've got this cute little heart from this side here, and I'm going to pop that right there in the middle of my heart, and I'm going to use a dimensional behind it so it sits up, which I think looks rather good. You could of course use a different color if you wanted to. I just like the red. All right, just like that. All right, now let's have a look at this piece that we've already put. This is going to go kind of here in front, so it looks like there's trees behind my house. In fact, I might even have it go a little bit over the edge like that. All right, so that looks rather good. I'm going to use my Misty Moonlight, sorry, what am I saying? Mossy Meadow. I get those confused, and I don't even know why. They're nothing like each other, but I keep getting the names confused. And I'm actually going to use, we've got a couple of stamps here, like this little kind of swish. And if I put that in front of here, it's going to look like it's kind of sort of like some growth in the garden, I guess. So let's pop, oh, this one's a bit small. I need C, ideally, C or D, but here's a C. And I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow again. And I'm going to pop that right there in front. Can you see how that's looking? And then I could have, there's also this other swishy shape, which looks quite nice as well. Actually, I really like that swishy shape. Don't know why it's so good, but I'm going to come in from this side and put that bit of like a mound there, like this. So you can see now when I put my house back in, it looks like there's some growth going on in the garden here. It looks rather good. Right, now, while I've got this out, I'm going to use a blending brush. So let me just find one that is closest to the color I want. And I'm going to pull some color off by just swooshing it along the surface of the ink pad. And I'm going to just come in on the bottom and add a bit of color there. You notice when you use the blending brush that your color appears a little bit brighter than when you stamp. Can you see that? Looks good though. All right, I like that. That's looking good. And I'm thinking maybe a little bit of navy in the sky would be good. So I've got a navy one. I could use navy or Misty Moonlight, but I'm thinking navy. It's a little bit more neutral in my mind than Misty Moonlight is. And I'm just going to kind of swish this down. So you notice I'm not circling it. I'm just actually bringing it down so it looks like this, you know, I don't know. What does that look like? It's not the Northern Lights. We did those the other week. We did those last Tuesday, and everyone really liked them, and I'm really happy that I did those. All right, I'm just going to do a little bit of a swirl on the edges to darken up the edges. Looking good. Liking that. Right. And then this piece is going to go over the top. So we've made a little scene. You guys know I love to make a scene in the right way. You know what I mean? An actual scene. All right, so our house is now looking like it's got a little bit of a background going on. It's got some trees, it's got the sky, it's got some growth. Liking that. All right, let me get rid of some ink pads. And I'm just going to wipe up my table. All right. Now, we've got this base here. And I'm going to be putting this onto here. So you kind of get the look of the colors. I told you I'm matching lots of colors today. Okay, so this is going to go in the middle here. This is going to go around. But I'm actually going to I want to chop up my background. So I want to show you what I mean by that. So that's looking cute, right? What do you think? All right, so I want to actually cut this into pieces. Now, right now, this is 5 inches. So I could cut 5 1-inch strips. The only thing is by the time I put a little bit of space in between them, they're going to be longer. So actually thinking that I want to have it shorter. Do I want to go as short as, probably not as short as 4, because then it's only 4. So let me have a think. I am thinking, let's do, okay, I am going to go 4. So 4 inches cut into 1-inch strips, or 10 centimeters cut in 2.5 centimeter strips. So this is 2.5 centimeter strips. Actually, I think did I just do that wrong? I did just do that wrong. Seriously, what am I doing? Oh, well, let's do 2 centimeter strips then. 2, 3, 2. I can't even count today. I'm very tired. I've had a busy weekend. Yesterday we had a big retreat for the team and it went so well, and I'm really, really happy, but I'm tired today. Okay. All right. So I've got 2-inch strips. 5 2-inch strips, which equals 10 centimeters across, and then we're going to arrange it so there's a little bit of a gap between each one. I like cutting up strips like this. I don't know, it just always looks really classy to me. I think it's a really nice look rather than just putting a piece flat. I think it's a nice way to add interest without using any more cardstock. In fact, you use less because there's gaps in between what you're doing. So what I want to do here is I want to have about the same amount at the top and the bottom, and similar on the side as well. Whoop, liquid glue is still wet. Right, that looks about right. Now this one, I'm going to pop that on the other end. So I like to start on the ends and either work my way into the middle, or you can start in the middle and work your way outside. But what you don't want to do is start on one end and go towards the other end, because that's when you're going to mess it up. Right, now I am going to decide, no, that's a little bit too close, so I'm going to move that a little bit further. And then this one's going to be about the same amount from there. And this one, okay, so still need to move a little bit further. So by working out how far each one is before it actually, the glue is dry, you can actually move that into the right, space. Does this take longer than just putting down a piece? Yes, absolutely. But I actually really like the effect. But if you don't want to take the time to do this, that's okay. Don't do it. Just put down one panel if it's too annoying to have that, to sit down and do these pieces individually. I love this paper. This Season of Elegance paper is just divine. I have used it in so many different ways. My favorite is the beige, the one we're using now, but there's also all those other colors. There's Pretty Peacock, there's Cherry Cobbler, there's Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. Really, really nice. All right, that's how I want this to look. Now this piece is going to go here in the middle. This piece is going to go on top. Now that I've got this on here, I'm thinking, where am I going to put my sentiment? I mean, I have already cut a black piece for my sentiment, like so. But I don't think that, I think either I need to move this up and have this at the bottom, which could work. No, don't like it. So I'm thinking maybe either I don't have a sentiment on the front or I go sideways. And you're probably all yelling at me what I should do right now in the chat, but I can't hear you because I am not live. So I'm sorry about that. All right, so this would go this way. If we go portrait, it would go this way, and then this would go down here. Right, what do you think? Do we like this better, or do we think we don't want to do the black? Because I was going to white emboss on the black, but now I'm looking at it and thinking, no, I don't think I want to do that. This was an idea I had in my head. Maybe we don't do this. Maybe we put it on, maybe we put this on the inside. What do you guys think? I think maybe that might be the go, because I feel with everything going on, adding a sentiment as well as distracting from it. So I'm actually going to put this red glitter piece on first. I'm going to position it where I want it to be, and I want it slightly above halfway, slightly. So I've got a tiny bit higher. And the nice thing about these is it's very easy to line them up, because you can work out, how many scallops are in the middle or how many scallops are to the side. So it's actually very easy to line up. That's how that's looking. Okay, then this piece is going to go in the middle, and I want to pop that on dimensionals. And I'm thinking this card is maybe a little bit over the top, and adding a sentiment would have just been total overkill, maybe. There is a little tiny Merry Christmas in the Humble Home set that if you did want to put something on the outside, that might be good. Like this. And then I'm going to have this just going over this a little bit, and we'll pop that on with dimensionals. Okay, so let's add a couple of those. One, I'm going to do 3. Let's see how that goes. And that's how that's looking. Do we like it? It's something a little bit different. I wanted to add the trees behind the house, and then I ended up with all these different elements. Now, this I could put in the middle, or I could just literally put a different greeting on the inside. Maybe that's the go. Maybe that's what I want to do. The other thing is, at the moment, of course, this is just a card front, the basic beige, and I'm deciding what color I want my card base to be. I'm thinking white or vanilla. Oh, vanilla actually probably would be okay. Maybe we do vanilla, and I maybe sponge around the outside with my basic beige to define it a little bit more. So let's have a look. I'm going to grab some very vanilla cardstock. And I'm going to cut that. This is just A4 cardstock, but if you're using letter, it would be exactly the same. You cut it exactly in half. And then you fold your piece in half again to form your card base. Right. Okay. Let's have a look here. Get rid of all the bits. I do like the vanilla. I think the vanilla is quite nice, and it kind of comes in with what we've got in the center as well. All right, but I'm going to grab a sponge dauber. I've got some new sponge daubers here. Let me grab some. I've got some really old sponge daubers that are not at their best. So I'm looking to see if I have something better. So some of these sponge daubers, unfortunately, in the old packet that I have been there so long that the foam started to perish a little bit. So that's what I get for not using them up. But this one is better. When I rub my finger over this one, it's fine. So let's grab some basic beige ink. I could go with a darker color, but I don't actually want to. I just want to keep it soft. And I'm just going to zip around here with my basic beige. And I'm not even adding all that much. I just wanted to define it a little bit so it'll stand out a bit better against the very vanilla base. Okay. Okay. So you can see that I've kind of just sponged around the edge a little bit. And Basic Beige has definitely got a green undertone to it. So, you know, I actually quite like that. Sahara Sand, which we used to have, that's an old color we don't have anymore. That was the same. That had very much a green undertone. So this is a really good replacement for that. And I love that it goes with nearly everything. And I use it as a neutral base all the time. So, okay. Now, do we need some bling? I think we probably do. We have the bling from this set, which is called the Season of Elegance Suite, and those are textured dots. And I don't know whether those are too yellow. I think they may be too yellow. I think maybe something a little less yellow would be good. So I'm going to look in my embellishment book here, and let's see what we have. I have grey won't go. Oh, I know what would go. I have got in here, we've got Very Vanilla and Basic Beige, and this is in the Earth Tones Shimmer Gems from the Nest of Winter, Nest of Winter suite. And I think that is really, really nice. So do we want to go beige, or I think we go, the vanilla will stand out a little better, so I'm going to use those. So I've got one right here. Where will I put them? One here, and then maybe a couple of little guys up higher. And then I think we could, I was going to use the Christmas labels, this guy here, but I don't think I'm going to now that I've got to this point. I think it doesn't need that. So let's have a look and see what sentiments do we have in here. Be Merry was the one I was going to use, and I still can. The font of the Be Merry looks a little bit like spooky font, doesn't it? Don't you think? And this one, Peace on Earth, that could be kind of spooky as well. Warm and cozy is nice because, you know, the house looks like it would be warm and cozy in the forest there, like a little log cabin, right? And we've got Merry Christmas to You. These ones, I think these ones really need to be used with the dies because the shape of them suits so well. But the Be Merry being straight, or the Believe being straight, I don't think those ones needed as much. So I'm going to pop this on here. And will I go Mossy Meadow, or will I go Cherry Cobbler? Either would be fine. I think we could go either way. So Cherry Cobbler's right here, so I'm going to use that because that's the closest one to where I'm sitting. And let's do our Be Merry. I'm putting it straight on the grid paper, which helps me get it straight on the card. It's cool. I do like it. There we go. So I have a little card there that I hope you enjoy. That took a little under half an hour, that particular card to do. So I think we have time for one more. Let's see how we go. I have a brand new set. Let's play with something new. Okay, I've got a brand new set here. This one is called Hearts of Elegance, and it matches up with the suite is absolutely beautiful. The paper is called Marbled Elegance, and that's the name of the suite. It's the Marbled Elegance suite. The paper is stunning, and I think I will use a little bit of the paper with this, but I'm going to start with some white cardstock. So I've just got some white here, and let's see. I'm going to make this. I'm going to cut it at, thinking how wide would be enough. Let's go 7.5. I can always cut it down if I need to, by 11.5, like so. And I'm going to try and match up some of the colors that are in the in the pack, in the paper pack, and the paper pack has different pinks. So Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, and there's Real Red in there. I think there's Cherry Cobbler in there, and there's gold. It is absolutely stunning. So I'm actually going to, these are the matching dies for this set. My favorite stamp in this whole set is this one, this beautiful rose. I just think it's so nice. I'm actually going to pull that out because we're going to use it. And I'm going to get rid of the heart that was from the Humble Home set and put that back, and the house. And instead I'm going to put the rose on here. All right, now in the hearts, all right, we have some really, really nice shaped hearts. I'm thinking about using probably this one. I think that's a good size. And let's see what words are going to fit in that. We've got a Be Mine. Will this fit? No, it won't. It's going to be too big. Be Mine is definitely going to fit. And there's a to and a from. Is it to and a from? Yes, a to and a from. Those obviously will fit. But, or the other option is I don't. We've also got Fancy Heart. Look at this Fancy Heart. You could cut that out of foil and it would be absolutely stunning. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. I'm deciding, do I want to, maybe, you know what? I'm going to cut this out of the specialty paper, I think. It's not the way I wanted to go, though. I did actually want to stamp the greeting on here. So maybe I'll just do the Be Mine, and I'm going to cut this. Is there enough room here? Oh, just look at that. I'm going to cut this out, and we're going to have that as the main sentiment piece. So I'm not going to use the paper at this stage. I'm going to use the paper a little later. All right, so I've cut my heart. I'm popping that back in. In this set, there's a whole bunch of hearts, some really big ones. These would be great for scrapbooking. And then this one matches the rose, this one. And there's some leaves and bits and pieces. Some things match the stamp set and some don't. But that's okay. I like it when they do that because it gives you more space to move. You can do lots of different things when you've got some that match and some that don't. It actually extends your stamp set. All right, so let's put this on here. Is it going to fit on here? Oh, it does. Right, and I'm going to do this with Melon Mambo because I love the bright hot pink. I think it's really cool. It's not a color I've used a lot, and then because of this paper, I've been using it a lot lately. So let's get that on there. All right, now I'm going to keep that open because I'm going to be putting this on here like this. I'm not going to go around the edges, and I'm going to show you why. We've got this little rose, and I'm going to go into the rose. I wanted some roses coming out from behind this shape, so I want one here like so, and then another one up here. So I'm putting my piece back all the time. So, and I'm going to do a couple that are like stamped off, so without re-inking, and it's going to give me a couple of different colors. Maybe I'll put one here. So that one now is, this one is inked off. So I want lots of color sort of behind where the heart is. That's why you don't need to actually go around it, because you're going to be using, defining it by having all these roses. They kind of look fun. I'm going to have a couple more, just sort of separate like a group of them, and now I'm going to have this one stamped off up here. It doesn't look like I had it in my head, but I don't mind it. It's still fine. It's just different to what I expected. I need to grab another cloth and get rid of that. Okay. All right, so this is 7.5 by 8.5. Sorry, by 11.5. So I'm going to grab a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock, and I'm going to cut a slightly bigger piece. It's nice to see something new, isn't it? So this piece will be 8 by. Let me just cut that rough edge off. This is out of my scrap bin. Okay. Right, so this is going to go on here. I'm going to grab myself some Tombow. I'll put that right there in the middle. We're up to the, oh, it's only 35 minutes. Can you believe that? And you know what? That is because we're not doing all the chit chat tonight, because I'm just crafting and you're watching and chit chatting with each other, but not with me. So let's pop that right there. So that's how that's going to look. And I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals in the middle. One, two. So far, this is just what I would call a simple stamping card. We've got no special paper or anything. We've just used stamps. And sometimes it's fun to challenge yourself to do that. Okay. All right. So the question is now, do I do a card base? I was going to have a white card base and a pink. I may change my mind, but I'm just going to cut this the way I was going to do it. So this is Melon Mambo 14.3 by 10. I think I'm almost needing a new blade on my trimmer. I know I'm just starting to get fuzzy edges, which means it's time for a new blade. All right, so I don't want to have this behind here because there's no point in even having that at all if I'm not going to do that. If I have this matte, it's just going to blend straight in with the background. So I need another piece here. So the choices are, we could have a piece of white behind here, which would look fine, or I can bring in the paper. So let me just quickly look at, I've got some leftover paper from some projects I did on the weekend. Now this is beautiful. This would look lovely, and that would look very, very classy on that. Can you see bits of gold around here? And you've got all this, but we will lose a lot of it. Or we could just go the other side, which has got the roses. And that looks really nice. Or of course we could emboss it underneath. That would be another option. But to be honest, with all the roses on here, I'm actually thinking I might just go with some swirly bits. And I'm deciding where I want to have this because I want the swirly bits to show. So a bit of swirling going on there. Maybe let's do this. So this is going to be 9.5 by 13.8. And that is going to go right in the middle there. So let me pop that right there. Isn't this beautiful paper? It's just stunning. So nice. I'm going to pop this on dimensionals as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, actually, that's 4. I can't count. I told you I can't count today. Don't know what's wrong with me. That's okay. I'm just tired. Goodness me. I did have a nice day yesterday, but I am tired. All right. So anyway, this is a great way to showcase this gorgeous paper and to let you guys see kind of what this set is all about. I would want to put this on some white card base. So just some basic white stick would be the go. And let's pop that in there. And then there are some little hearts that you could add to this. These are part of the suite as well. They're adhesive back heart sequence. But to be honest, I like the gold foil gems with this particular paper, and that's what we used on the weekend. The gold foil gems are really lovely. They've got different amounts of foil in the different gems, and it's super cute. All right, so this piece is going to go right on there. And then our card is done. Let me get that on. I will add, as soon as I find my foil gems, because they're not in the book, I'll add them because I think they're really nice on this. And it's a nice gold. It's soft. It's iridescent. In fact, I think that's what they're called, iridescent foil gems. What do we think? Do you like it? What do we think about this? I don't know why. It suddenly cut out the sound. All right, I'm just taking out my AirPods. Okay, give me a second. I need to change the sound. Ugh, we have sound and then we don't have sound. Ugh. All right. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tonight. I am planning on being back to normal on Friday night and, of course, Tuesday. And this week we have craft along as well. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.